I'm angry and I don't know why. I'm angry and I don't know why. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever said that? Or have you ever met somebody that told you that? I did. Someone really close to me. I'm angry and I don't know why. It wasn't about me. We weren't having a relationship problem. It was just this statement out of nowhere. I'm always angry and I don't know why. You know, first off, that's a good realization. That person realizes he has a bad character trait, that he's angry and he still doesn't know why. All right, it was a guy. And so what I'm trying to say is that if you can figure out if you're an angry person, you need to figure out how to flip that to the other side. You know, you need to figure out the other side, which is peace, which is calmness, which is self-control, which is not wrath, not judgment, not punishment, and those related words, but whatever the opposite of anger is. All right? And the opposite of anger could be many things. It could be happiness, it could be calmness, or just really no emotion at all. But if you've been angry as a habit, you got a problem. You got what's called a character flaw. In the Old Testament, and anger exists when the Bible didn't exist. So I'm not saying the Bible's the only witness to this, but there's a story in the Bible about King Nebuchadnezzar, and he got extremely angry, and he wanted to throw some people in the fire, and they wouldn't do what he said. So he said, make the fire 10 times hotter. It was so hot, the people that threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the fire, the people that threw them in died because the heat was so great. So they were approaching the big furnace, and you couldn't put them in the furnace because it was so far away, and it was so hot, and they put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They didn't die because God did a miracle. Kept them alive because they're faithful. Not saying that happens to us today. Just saying that. That was in Babylon. Babylonia is a real place in history. So what I'm trying to say is that king was an extremely angry guy. He would get so angry, he would make your punishment 10 times worse. He just couldn't control himself. See, some people don't have self-control. You get a parent like that, you're going to get destroyed. Parents need to know how to control themselves and limit their punishments and the severity of them, and not get extremely severe with people physically. Just don't do that. You can be severe verbally once. You can tell if your son's going to kill somebody, you can just be severe verbally with him. Don't do that. Stop it. I'll have to report you to the police. Okay, I understand. That. But most of the kids' behavior doesn't need that kind of severity. Just tell them, hey, that's not a good idea. Or do you think that's good to do? Make them think. You know, you can correct them, but just don't be angry all the time. You know, what kid wants to be around a parent that's upset all the time? Some of us think that that's our calling, to be angry. You know, get me mad. Don't get me mad. You know, there's a time for that. Don't make me discipline you, as Granddaddy used to say. You know, if you didn't sit up straight at this table, don't make me discipline you. I wouldn't do it for that. That was him. But, you know, there's a time where discipline applies. I'm not saying there. Just telling you. As a figure of speech. Don't make me discipline you. You know, there's a time for that needs to happen. But if you're getting angry all the time and you think that's your calling, you're not good-natured. You need to flip that anger to something else. And you can do it. You can be led into that and receive the opposite of that. But now that you've identified that you're an angry person, think about what the opposite of that is to you, inside of you. You know, study it outside, study it inside. Think about it, what the opposite of anger is. You know, you don't want to go around making people afraid of you all the time. Why? Respect you, sure. But if you're trying to get respect through anger, I don't see how you're going to survive life, because everything's going to make you angry. Maybe when the sun's a little too hot, you're going to be angry. That's predicted in the Bible. You know, in Revelation, it doesn't talk about global warming, but it says at the end days, not now, at the end days, it's going to get so hot that men are going to curse God. They're going to blame God for everything. Because they're angry people. They're not thinking, well, why is it hot? Is it because of me? Yeah, it's because of you, because you're an idolater, you're a liar, you're a cheat, you betray, you're unfaithful, you're a rotten person, you don't have good character. If you haven't figured it out, The God I know in the Bible is all about, hey, who's going to behave well and who isn't? We need kind people. We need mild people. We need people that aren't angry all the time. We need people in our lives, because that's the way God is. He isn't just flying off the handle. He isn't walking around being angry. That's not his that's his extremely last character trait. When he has no choice, he has to bring wrath. Because if you haven't lived long enough, there's some nasty nations out there that want to kill you. Nations. My dad was in World War II. It's either do what we say or you're dead. Okay? Because they didn't care about you. Vicious people, vicious. But a person that's not angry isn't going to go around taking his anger out at people and smacking his fist into the wall. You young people, if anybody young hears this, don't get mad at your dad and mom. Just realize they're going to make mistakes. Don't be their judge. You can't really judge them because you're kind of young. If they get you upset, take a walk. Don't smack the wall like I did. Don't punch the cement wall. It hurts. It breaks your fingers. You don't need to be angry. Try not to be angry. Young people get angry so easily. Women get angry. Women get angry. If you're a woman and you're listening and you're angry that somebody ticks you off all the time, you got an anger problem. You got to flip that to the other side so that people can be around you and feel safe and not worried that every day you're going to leave. You're going to drop somebody or punch them or criticize them or misjudge them. Anger leads to sin. That's just the way it is. It leads to big sin. People are angry, they'll kill you. If an angry guy will kill you. There's a guy that his son ate his piece of cake and he killed his son. He's angry over a piece of cake. Why? Because he's got an anger problem. It isn't the cake, it's just something. Anything makes a person angry. Don't ever go there. If you're there, get out of there, run. Study the opposite of that and become that. Be that. You can be that. That's why studying character makes you happy. You're going to be happy when you stop being angry all the time. You're going to be happy when you quit as a habit being the angry guy.